at SeeWhy, we always want to make sure our training programs and exam prep materials are top notch. And that's why we provide our students with an avenue where they can give feedback, they can let us know where they're struggling, and even give us ideas for future videos. Now, every single submission is read by a study coach. They're often discussed among the team. And when we think a submission and our response would benefit a wider audience, we may even do a video on it. Now, this week, we had a submission from one of our LLQP students that I wanted to address. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Obviously, I'm going to cross out the student's name and email address for privacy reasons. I'm also going to shorten their question. Sometimes students don't know what to ask or how to word it. They just know they're not understanding something. But basically, what the student is asking is, with the capital retention approach, if $1 million is invested at 5%, when you die, what would happen to that $1 million or whatever the investments happen to be? Well, I want to discuss the mechanics behind this type of approach, because I think if the student understood that, they would know the answer to their own question. So let's suppose that upon the death of a spouse, the surviving spouse received $1 million tax-free from a life insurance policy. And given their risk tolerance, they can earn a return of 5%. Well, if I plug into my calculator $1 million times 5%, that equals $50,000 in investment income per year. Now, if the surviving spouse can live off that level of income, putting aside taxes and inflation, that's a whole other video. But if they can live on that investment income, in theory, they could do so forever. Remember, it's called the capital retention approach. So you're never encroaching on that capital. And so in year 2, you're still going to have that $1 million or those investments sitting there. And the math is going to be the same. If we multiply that by 5%, we're going to get $50,000 investment income in year 2. And assuming we can always earn that return of 5%, it will do so indefinitely. Now, the student's question is, well, what happens when that spouse dies? What happens to the $1 million? Well, remember, it's been retained. It hasn't been encroached upon. So they could leave it to their beneficiaries, perhaps their kids or grandkids. I hope you found this submission and answer helpful. Keep up the great work.